Welcome to Wisdom Guide Daily. When my parents started struggling with daily tasks, I assumed a nursing home was our only choice. It seemed like the safest option. Professionals would care for them, and they wouldn't have to worry about household chores. However, what I discovered was eye-opening. The costs were high, independence was lost, and the environment often felt impersonal. I started wondering, is there a better way? Through research and personal experience, I found that there are indeed alternatives that offer greater freedom, more personalized care, and lower costs. Nursing homes aren't inevitable. Here are 6 empowering alternatives that can significantly improve the quality of life for our elderly loved ones. 1. In-home care, aging in the comfort of home. Mary had lived in her home for over 40 years. It was where she raised her children, where laughter filled the kitchen, and where she spent quiet mornings tending to her beloved garden. So when her health started declining, the thought of leaving for a nursing home broke her heart. Her family was worried. Daily tasks like cooking and housekeeping had become difficult for her. But instead of moving her away from the home she loved, they found a different solution: in-home care. A caregiver started coming a few times a week, helping with meals, light cleaning, and making sure Mary took her medications on time. With this support, she was able to stay in her home, surrounded by the things and memories that brought her comfort. She still played bridge with her friends every week and enjoyed watching her flowers bloom each season. In-home care is a wonderful option for many seniors who need a little extra help but don't want to lose their independence. It's flexible. You can have a caregiver for just a few hours a week or full-time, depending on your needs. It's also often more affordable than a nursing home. Of course, planning is important, especially if more supervision is needed. But with thoughtful arrangements, in-home care can provide the perfect balance of support and independence, just like it did for Mary. 2. Assisted living. Independence with support. When Robert lost his wife, life at home started feeling lonely. He could still take care of himself, but certain tasks, like cooking full meals and keeping up with housework, became tiring. His children worried about him being alone, but he wasn't ready to give up his independence. That's when they found the perfect solution: assisted living. Unlike a nursing home, assisted living gave Robert his own private apartment, complete with a small kitchen and a cozy living space. He could enjoy his mornings with a cup of coffee on his balcony, just like he always had. But now he also had the option to join group activities, share meals with new friends, and even participate in a book club, something he hadn't done in years. More importantly, help was always available when he needed it, whether it was managing medications or handling daily chores. At around $4,500 per month, assisted living is a more affordable option than full-time nursing care. It's ideal for seniors who are mostly independent but could use occasional support. However, for those with advanced medical needs, a higher level of care may be necessary. For Robert, this new chapter in life wasn't about losing independence. It was about gaining a community and a renewed sense of purpose. If your loved one is struggling at home but still values their freedom, assisted living might be the perfect balance. 3. Moving in with family, strengthening bonds. When Sarah's mother suffered a stroke, everything changed. The once independent woman who had raised her with love and wisdom now needed daily care. At first, Sarah wasn't sure if bringing her mother home was the right choice. Would it be too overwhelming? Could she manage? But deep down, she knew. Family takes care of each other. In many cultures, Having multiple generations under one roof isn't just practical, it's a way of life. It provides emotional support, strengthens family bonds, and ensures that elderly parents receive care tailored to their needs. For Sarah's mother, moving in meant she was surrounded by loved ones instead of feeling isolated in a care facility. Daily conversations, shared meals, and simple moments together lifted her spirits and gave her a renewed sense of purpose. Of course, multi-generational living comes with challenges. It requires planning to prevent caregiver burnout. Small home modifications like grab bars and ramps can make movement easier. And sometimes hiring part-time help, like Sarah did, can make all the difference. In the end, the extra effort was worth it. Sarah's mother wasn't just being taken care of. She was still part of the family, sharing wisdom, laughter, and love. The memories they created together became priceless, a reminder that caring for our elders isn't just about duty, it's about deepening the bonds that hold families together. 4. Senior co-housing, community, and independence. Margaret had always imagined growing old in her own home, but as the years passed, the quietness started to feel more like loneliness. She missed the little things, sharing a meal, laughing over a cup of coffee, having someone nearby who understood. Moving to a senior facility didn't appeal to her. She wanted independence, but she also wanted connection. That's when she discovered senior co-housing. In these communities, older adults live in private homes, but share common spaces and responsibilities, like gardening, cooking, or organizing activities. It's the best of both worlds, maintaining independence while being surrounded by a supportive network of friends. For many, this setup is not only more affordable, with shared expenses reducing costs, but also more fulfilling. Loneliness fades when you're part of a group that looks out for each other. And when extra help is needed, the community can hire part-time caregivers rather than relying on full-time institutional care. Margaret eventually joined a group of retired friends who started their own co-housing community. They took turns preparing meals, planned movie nights, and even started a small vegetable garden together. Life became richer, not just because of the shared responsibilities, but because of the laughter, companionship, and sense of belonging. Aging doesn't have to mean isolation. Sometimes all it takes is a little creativity and a few good friends to create a life that feels just right. 5. Adult daycare, a daytime support system. When Tom's father started showing signs of memory loss, Tom knew he wanted to keep him at home for as long as possible. But balancing work, daily responsibilities, and full-time caregiving quickly became overwhelming. That's when he discovered adult daycare, a place where his father could spend the day in a safe, engaging environment and return home in the evening. Adult daycare centers provide more than just supervision. They offer structured activities that keep seniors mentally and physically active. Things like art therapy, gentle exercises, and even music sessions. For Tom's father, a former musician, the music therapy program became the highlight of his day. It brought back old memories, gave him a sense of purpose, and allowed him to connect with others through something he loved. Beyond the benefits for seniors, adult daycare also provides much-needed relief for family caregivers. It's an affordable alternative to full-time residential care, costing between $1,500 and $2,500 per month. More importantly, it allows families to continue caring for their loved ones at home while still having time to manage work and personal life. For Tom, knowing that his father was safe, happy, and engaged during the day lifted a huge weight off his shoulders. If you're struggling to balance caregiving with other responsibilities, an adult daycare center might be the perfect solution for both you and your loved one. 6. Hospice and palliative care, compassionate end-of-life support. Emily's grandfather had always been a strong, independent man. Even as he grew older, he insisted on handling things his way. But when his illness progressed, hospital visits became more frequent and treatments felt more exhausting than helpful. That's when the family made a difficult but compassionate decision: hospice care at home. Instead of spending his final days in a hospital room filled with machines and beeping monitors, he was surrounded by the people he loved. Hospice care focused on keeping him comfortable, easing his pain, and ensuring he could spend his time in peace. There were no more stressful trips to the hospital, no more harsh treatments, just warmth, care, and dignity. The family, too, found support through counseling and guidance, helping them navigate this emotional journey. Palliative and hospice care aren't about giving up. They're about choosing comfort and quality of life. Whether at home or in a care facility, these services provide more than just medical assistance. They bring emotional and even spiritual support for both the patient and their loved ones. Emily's family got to share meaningful conversations, laughter, and love in those final days. And when the time came, they knew he left this world peacefully in the way he had wanted. Nursing homes aren't the only option. Seniors today have more choices than ever, whether it's in-home care, assisted living, moving in with family, co-housing, adult daycare, or hospice care. The right choice can bring not just comfort and dignity, but also a sense of independence and joy in everyday life. Of course, every option comes with its own challenges, but with careful planning, families can find solutions that protect both financial stability and emotional well-being. What works best depends on your loved one's health, personal preferences, and available resources. Have you or someone you know found a great alternative to nursing homes? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could help other families make more informed, compassionate decisions for their elderly loved ones. At Wisdom Guide Daily, we're here to explore the best ways to live a healthy, fulfilling life in our later years. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Let's build a community where wisdom is shared and no one has to navigate aging alone.